Hello, DM family. Today we're going to be talking about pain that is associated with DM. This is a very common question that I get, probably my number one question. Do dogs feel pain when they're suffering from DM? The answer is no, they do not feel pain connected to DM. DM itself is not painful. That is the one gifts that we have versus your cancer or other things that our dogs can get. But DM, we're not worried about the pain factor. And so I know that that was really comforting to me. However, there is pain associated with living with DM. There are other ways in which, secondary ways in which they will feel pain. And that's what we got to worry about. So one of the things is, because DM is something that comes along when they are 8 or above normally. It's not very common for them to have it any earlier than that. It's not to say that it doesn't happen, but it's not common. So because our DM babies are getting older anyway, they are naturally going to have your arthritis and things of that nature that just come along with senior dogs. So because of the arthritis, my very first, number one thing to combat pain is CBD. Now, CBD is not something that is the same across the brands. Oh no, it's like everything else. There's some good out there and there's some bad out there. There's some better and best out there. One of the brands that I felt comfortable with after doing my research was called Austin & Cat. I do not receive anything from sharing this information with you. And it's not a sales pitch, as nothing will be on this page ever. But I just wanted to share with you what I did with BAM that worked really well. One thing I liked about it is they had different formulas for what you were looking for. I chose the senior dog formula. They also had different ways to administer it. So you could do the droplet. You could also get it in treat form, and they had lots of varieties. And every now and again, they put a free box in with my shipment, a box of treats or something just for free, and it was wonderful. They were a really great company to deal with as well. They were very personable, and I chose to get the droplet form. Bam took it really easily. I just put the droplets in his food and he gobbled it up. But I know that there's some picky Pete's out there and they might like the treats better, and they had a variety of those. So that was what my number one thing is, just fighting any kind of joint pain, that arthritis. I would go straight to the CBD oil. And as a matter of fact, that is what even my senior dogs get who are not suffering from DM. Saul, who is another boxer, he's getting that now, and he does not have DM. So I do it for all of my senior dogs. Number 2, hydrotherapy. Of course, I would pick hydrotherapy. I don't know if all of you know that I decided that I would go get hydrotherapy certified and build out a pool for my dog Bam. There was nothing in my community that was to my satisfaction. They were all treadmills, and when I went to go there and take him, it was not a great experience. So I decided I would get certified, and it is a full pool. That is what I'm getting ready to go do, actually. I've opened it up to the community and have people come, and I'll swim their dogs. Not just DM dogs, but all sorts of dogs. So hydrotherapy, I do prefer an open pool versus the treadmill. Now, I do think that the treadmill offers a lot of aid to dogs who benefit from it. I absolutely do, if it is done well. But overall, and for the lifetime of my DM baby, I would much rather prefer to have the open pool. When your dog is in that pool, there's no stress on their joints whatsoever. They're able to sit up fully. Some of them are even able to paddle. Bam was not able to walk or hold himself up, but all of his legs would move underwater. It was absolutely amazing. Also with that is that I could do it throughout the whole entire progression of DM. So With the treadmill, you can't do that, but with the open pool, you can, because your practitioner is in the water with your dog, holding your dog. And generally, you are not in the water with them. The practitioner is in the water with them. You're just watching on the deck. But what it was able for me to do, and no, I don't expect you to go out and build one, but I'm hoping that maybe doing a little research in your community, because it is becoming more and more common, there might be a pool available. Now, I was able to hold Bam in the water even when he was fully down. I could pick him up and I could just have him be in the warm water. All the hydrotherapy pools should be between 92 and 94 degrees. That's the optimal temperature. And I was able to just float with him. And he was so snoozy and so relaxed. It was great mental stimulation, but it was so good to get the circulation going, warming up those muscles. I could even gently massage him. I could move some of his joints, or the legs when we were in the water, but there's no pressure against it. The water is just fluid. It was so gentle for him. So that was even something that I did on his very last day here on Earth. I had built this pool for him, and so I get a little emotional talking about it, but I was able to hold him in the water, and he fell asleep in the water. He was so comfortable, and I just held him, and he fell asleep, and that was one of our activities on his last day of Earth. And so I was able to do it with him through to the very end, where I would not have been able to do that in a treadmill. They're in there by themselves, and he can't walk at that point. He didn't have to walk. I was able to hold him. So I also know that some of these things, like your hydrotherapy, the CBD can be a little bit more easy on the pocketbook, but hydrotherapy is a little bit more expensive. But I would encourage you to talk to, if you find a practitioner, talk to them and tell them about your story, and see if maybe there is a deal that you could work out, that maybe you get a discount if you buy so many sessions, to make it a little bit more manageable for you. And also, you have gifts to give. You have gifts to offer that only you can offer. And maybe that is something that the practitioner could use, and you could swap services essentially. So that might be something to think about, that you would be able to get hydrotherapy for your pup throughout their life, until the very end. So something to think about, and I think something to research. All right, going on.